Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not because for whatever reason I was not hearing that. But hopefully that worked. If not, I do apologize. We will definitely get that figured out. But hey, how are you doing, Donnie, tonight? We're going to be joined by Donnie. Gavin was unable to make it tonight. And so, how is it going there, Donnie, tonight?
Oh, doing all right. Looking forward to running down another show, getting the predictions out there. Hopefully, we got people already lining up for the fan of the night to join us in making these picks. So, should be a good show. Got a lot
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
about.
Yeah, definitely a good show. Um, so I did figure out that the audio issue was on my end, and I now have that fixed. So because I couldn't hear you when it started talking all of a sudden for some
Oh,
reason, but
fun.
I got
I've
it
heard
fixed.
you the whole time, so that part's good. It's coming across, at least on this
But
side.
yeah, as you say, the fans weigh in tonight, and we are going to be joined by Austin Kingsley. And so, definitely looking forwards to him. Last time we got to talk with JTR last
Mhm.
show. And so, this time we're going to talk to Austin Kingsley a little bit and, find out a little bit more about Austin Kingsley joining Money and Power and, you know, might even be in for a couple of surprises tonight, even, because I've gotten a couple of words, from Gavin. And so we got a couple of announcements tonight, but we're going to save those for the moment. But, you know, absolutely, had a great show this past weekend. So I want to jump into that and, start the review on that. What did you think of that show this past weekend, Donnie?
Thought it was a fabulous show from start to finish. Like every match, I'd be hard pressed to call anything a match of the night. Every match that happened, I was like, all right, this is going to be it. This is the match of the night. And then the next match would come like and blow the roof off. And the fans were red hot from start to finish. It was hard. We were doing commentary together, and I was like sitting almost shoulder to shoulder, and I'm like, I can't hear words you're saying. So, and we had some surprises in that show too. Some things happened that we didn't expect. That's just WDWA and the nature of the beast. We
Absolutely.
always seem to end up with more questions than we have answers.
Absolutely, So, and I guess it wasn't this past weekend; it was weekend before. But still, it was a great show. Count your blessings, you know, and there were plenty of things to be counting there at that show. So, match one started out with Stephen Forte, who defeated Aristote. An absolute awesome match. And, I just can't say enough about either one of those competitors. Sigma Steve, he was on the shelf and injured for a while. And, now that he's back, he's been doing absolutely awesome. He has been on fire. And Aristote, we have seen him a couple of times here in WDWA, and he's just an absolute force. And this was a great back and forth match that saw Sigma Steve come out on top on that one.
Sigma Steve hit him with his finisher, the money shot, and everything. I know he tried to go for it a few times, but I honestly didn't think he would be able to hit that on Aristote. Just the width of those shoulders and as jacked as Aristote is, because he tried it. We saw it. He tried it at least 3 times, and he could not get those fingers locked to get enough grip to get him over. And then we saw Aristote, I think, really lit a fire under Fuerte with the disrespect to LDJ. He hit him, he hit him with LDJ's move, the Fameasser, and he went for it again. And Fuerte had it scouted that time. He was like, yeah, fool me once, but he didn't let it happen again. And like you said, back and forth, both men incredibly agile. I did not expect Aristote. I knew he was a power guy. I didn't know he was as agile as what we saw. But great match all the way around. Really set the bar high. First match of the night, and they came out and just burned the place down.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you made light to, um, I could not believe the disrespect by Aristote trying to use that Faymaster. E- Everybody knows that is LDJ's finishing move. So for him to come out and use
It
that,
worked once.
yes, it did. It did work once, but for him to come out and use that on Steven, the tag partner to LDJ, just absolute disrespect. And, then to go to the well a second time to try it, I couldn't believe it, but overall, just an absolute great match. And just definitely look forwards to seeing more out of Aristote because I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to see him because he really is a great, great uh, athlete. So looking forwards to more out of him. But then our second match of the night, we saw Tiffany Grady and Keely Capri defeat Sis Sasaki and Jade Onyx. Another absolute great match. And, with that match, there was a little bit of a surprise at the end when, Keely Capri just laid Tiffany out at the end. And, another surprise was when Sis Sasaki just absolutely laid a lip lock on Jason Curtis. you know,
He loved
I,
it.
I don't think I don't think anybody saw either one of those things coming, and you know it's it was a surprise all the way around. But you know Tiffany and Keely, they come out with the victory. Keely, as I say, she laid out Tiffany, and she just she made sure that Tiffany knew that she has plans to come for that title, and so it's definitely gonna be a hard fought feud between the two of them. So
Right. I agree with Susie Haas over here that Jason Curtis liked it. I'm sure he's probably still got the taste locked in that beard somewhere. He's probably not washed his beard in a week or so, 2 weeks, I guess now. Um, but you're right. It was an incredible match. I mean, yeah, Keela Capri and Tiff picked up the victory. Did they do it on the up and up? No, but they didn't have to either. Keela Capri, she was devious. She showed us with that attack how devious she was. One put that up right after the attack occurred, and I think within 5 minutes there were over 2,000 views. So it just hit like that and went completely viral. Uh, she came out. We saw her come over to the announce table. She pushed down Sage Santiago and ripped the belt out of her hands. Did she have to push Sage down? No. Sage would have handed her the title. You're on the same team with Tiff Grady. She slid in. We saw that belt shot right when Onyx and Sasaki thought they had it. Belt shot. I think Danica was the ref. Obviously, she didn't see it. I don't remember. That's everybody had their eyes glued on Jason Curtis. I'm pretty sure that's when he got the lip lock planted on him. So yeah, you're not gonna not see that. Like it's gonna happen. Like the fact that we remember what happened in the match while that was going on is incredible. Yeah,
but
it's
but
and
yeah
we got the All Women show coming up
oh
in
yeah,
January,
definitely,
so that may
definitely.
be
And you make mention though that um they wanted underhanded, but the record books are not going to deflect that. The
no.
record books aren't going to have a little asterisk next to it or anything else. It's a win.
You're
So
right.
it is what it is. But it was an absolute great match all the way around, and So then our third match of the night, we went into Chulo, Montana, who defeated Cisco. Another absolute great match, Donnie.
You're right, and Chulo, that was we've seen Waikes become a fan favorite with the since Supremacy broke up a few shows ago. So that kind of when Chulo came out, that was kind of the same thing. They were started cheering Chulo, and man, that turned so quick. It was insane. It just made your head spin. Like, all right, you were cheering him not even 30 seconds ago, and now y'all are screaming at him like all the profanity lit. Like, we can't say this right now. And I don't know if it's going to show up on Frontline or not. It may just be one with the beeper just beeping. Like, it was crazy how quickly they turned on Chulo. He hadn't even done anything yet. I mean, he was trying to say some stuff to him, and they didn't want to hear him. The minute his music stopped, they were like, "We don't like you anymore." But the match, it was an incredible match, and we knew it was going to be. Cisco always puts up a fight. He puts up a show, and same thing with Chulo. And Chulo, he's hungry. He wants his shot back at the light heavyweight championship, which I always feel weird saying. But he wants that shot at Ace Christian that he feels he was robbed. Christian legitimately hurt his knee. Had to get some help. He's still been recovering, but he didn't look past Cisco, and you can't. Cisco was in every position during that match. He could have. It was both ways. Cisco could have pulled it off a few times, but in the end, Chulo's just too hungry right now.
Yeah, definitely. So, I don't think we've seen the last of Cisco and Chulo either. I think Cisco's going to want another shot at Chulo, but as you said, Chulo is looking at that light heavyweight championship, and that's what Chulo wants. So it's definitely going to be interesting where everything goes from here. I mean, we always seem to have more questions than we do answers
Always.
every show, But then, we saw Ivan Ali defeat Wraith. And, that was a heck of a beating on Wraith. I don't think I've seen anybody quite manhandle Wraith the way that Ivan Ali did. Just Ali got his absolute revenge on Wraith for, the sticking his nose in his business, since he's been a tag team with Axel Crow. And, last show, handcuffing Axel Crow and just being able to double team Ivan and really triple team Ivan because of Deck, so he got his revenge on this one.
For sure.
For
sure. And I thought all dogs went to heaven, but like that was not the case for poor Ray. I think the last time I saw him beat that badly was that ambulance match with Bo Ross. Like, and just the beating he took then, and I don't know. I think the beating that Ali put on him was equal to that, if not maybe even somewhat greater. It was sheer dominance from start to finish. He didn't have any backup outside of Dex, and Dex tried to get involved, and Dex got what was coming to him too. Both of them ended up going through the table. Great match, but just complete destruction. Like, Wraith didn't stand a chance. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just they thought they were going to be able to double team Ivan, and it was just going to take more than that, because then Ivan showed it. Like you say, he put both men through the table at the same time. And so, I mean, that was an absolute great match to watch. And it was just great to see Ivan Ali able to come back and get his revenge on Dex and on Wraith on that. So, you know,
I think even if Phoenix was there, it wouldn't have made a difference. The mood, as pissed off as Ali was, and rightfully so, he was going to get his revenge one way or another, and he would have just went through Phoenix the same. It might have made a difference if Titan was there as well, or just Titan was there. Period, because at least that would have been some more mass between him. But he was absolutely going to destroy anything in his path.
yeah, and something tells me we haven't seen the end of Axel and Wraith, but I don't know after that if they want any more of Ivan Ali. I think they might be done with Ali at this point, but I guess we'll see. Because I know I wouldn't want any of them after that. But but then we saw Clay Jacobs and Zakar Shaw defeat UCK, the Uncrowned Kings. You know, another another good match. But just not enough to overtake our tag team champions.
No, and the game's back and forth. I don't think they're done. I think it's going to continue. I think UCK is going to continue to show up and be a thorn in the side of Zakar and Clay Jacobs, which is a problem, especially, I mean, later we'll get on to who our tag champs are facing in this upcoming show. But they've already proven, they're willing to play those games, which is very dangerous with Clay Jacobs. If you get him in that mindset, it's very dangerous with Zakar Shaw when you get him in that mindset. But I don't think UCK cares. They want to make their point, and I don't know that point is they're after the tag championship or whatever game, whatever end goal that they have. I'm unclear about, but going after the tag champs and playing these games, it's going to come back to bite them. It's going to come back to haunt them. I mean, we've just seen too much of what that mindset will do to Clay or what it will do to Zakar. So be careful the games you play, guys, I guess is the moral of the story.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and I think UCK is very quickly finding that out, that it's a stupid game to play any games with Zakar and Clay. So, like I say, I don't think that's over, but I don't know why they would want any more of them. I really, really don't. And must be a mental problem or something if you want more of Zakar and Clay.
Maybe insane, but I gotta say, Lady Glory is completely nuts. Like, I don't know if anything scares her, and it should, but the way she got in Clay Jacobs' face, and Clay's not the kind. I didn't think Clay was going to kiss her. I thought he was going to knock her head off, because that's Clay, and he was doing the tick thing, and I was like, this is not going to end well. He's going to murder this girl right in the end of the apron. We're going to have to cut to commercial early. Something horrible is about to happen.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then, after that match, we saw Ace Montana taking on Rockstar Kelly. That match was teacher versus student. We saw a lot of action in that match. And I think even Ace saw some things out of Rockstar that he didn't teach him. And he, and he was a little taken aback by it. But of course, we saw Ace Montana come out with the win. And we have since found out he came out with a broken hip as well, or at least a fractured hip. Right. So apparently, I believe, according to what I've heard from Ace, that it happened when he took a suplex off the top rope. He just let the adrenaline take him from there, and it is what it is. But then, that during that match, we were actually joined by Jamie Hall at commentary,
That
who,
was great.
then at the end of the match, Jamie decided he was going to teach Rockstar a thing or two himself, and jumped in and hooked that Cobra clutch on Rockstar, and actually ended up getting Ace to put his career on the line in a steel cage match, which unfortunately, like I say, Ace won't be able to compete in. But it was it was a great match. It was actually nice to have Jamie join us at commentary, and I think that it was an overall great match, and just look forwards to seeing what's going to happen if Ace can come back, or um, is this the end of Ace? Just what happens from here? And we already know that Jamie's going to have an open challenge at the next show, and so it's definitely going to be interesting where everything goes.
It is, and that was a great match. And we talked about that superplex. That was just an insane superplex, and never in a million years did I think Rockstar Kelly was going to be able to do that to Ace Montana, and just the impact. Like, we saw it at the time. I didn't think anything happened. Obviously, later on in the night, it became clear to us that something was wrong with Ace, that he was hurting, needed assistance. So hopefully he heals up quickly, and takes the time to decide if coming back is something he wants to do. Does he want to get back in that ring? Does he want to put his career on the line against Jamie Hall? Like, honestly, I hate to say fracturing a hip or breaking a hip might be a blessing, but it keeps you off of Jamie Hall's hit list, at least for now. And as an open challenge, I don't know. I have no idea who's crazy enough to take that.
I really don't know either. But, then we went into our main event, where we saw Black Wall Street, Y Keys, and CEO versus Money and Power with JTR. And, this went very different than Berkeley
Mm-hmm.
Mania, because this time we saw Money and Power come out with the victory, and, just an absolute great match, absolute great main event on that one.
Money and Power was so cohesive as a unit. They were on the same page. They were a machine the whole time. And Kingsley, seemed to be directing the violence that they were laying out, and it was a violent match. It's the first time we've seen AK Bane back, I believe, since Berkeley Mania, since he lost the title, and he was feral and just the complete beast that he always is. Uh, they didn't really need the numbers advantage that they had. Like, Bane was, they unleashed Bane, and Bane did what Bane does, and came in and destroyed everybody. He ended up, I think he took CEO down at the end of it for the victory. It's scary, man, and adding Austin and Austin's mind, and his money into what was already a dangerous team. We'll see if this version of Money and Power can start bringing gold back.
Yeah, definitely. And, honestly, if they keep competing at the level that they're competing at now, I don't know that they'll have a whole lot of problem bringing gold back to Money and Power, because they actually are competing at a very high level right now. And it's just going to be interesting to watch and interesting to see how things go from here with it. So, that was our night. It was another great show, and just absolutely, if you missed it, you missed one heck of a show. Um, and if you missed it, then you can get caught back up because you can catch Frontline, ladies and gentlemen, and any action missed will be right there on Frontline. There may even be things on Frontline that you didn't see happen out front. So Frontline is definitely something you don't want to miss. You see that every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And, you know, youtube.com/Wild Patriot 22. That's where you catch Frontline, and make sure you don't miss it. And we got a little bit of an advertisement here.
Well, there's
Okay, that
Russell
was the
Talk
wrong
Podcast.
advertisement.
Right, that's fine. I was like, yeah, that's Russell
But
Talk. Good show as well. Every other Tuesday.
yeah,
500
that's every other Tuesday.
What's it up to now?
But
500 and what?
I forget exactly what episode we are on, but I know we're very quickly coming up to episode 550 already.
Oh, wow.
But,
I was thinking like 518, 520, somewhere in there. I try to keep count. I miss one or two episodes every now and then.
Yeah, I forget the exact number. I know we were talking today, though, that 550 is very rapidly approaching. But, yeah, so that's Wrestle Talk. But here is the front line that, as promised. Now we got it. There you go.
There we go.
As we say, Frontline every Thursday night, 8 p.m. YouTube.com/Wild Patriot 22. Don't miss it. You know, be sure to catch up on all the action that you may miss right there on Frontline. And Susie said it's episode 530.
There we go.
Susie
for the save.
Wrestle Talk. So, you know, that does it for the last show. And for anybody wondering, last show, I just had it right here.
I was going to ask who won the picks. It was Sheila that was the fan of the week for that show, right? She had her picks in.
That's correct. Sheila made her picks. I made my picks. Gavin made his picks. And, you know, once again, I came out with 5 correct picks. Sheila came out with 4 correct picks, and Gavin brings up the rear with 3. You know, he's not too good at this.
Speaking of picks, how did I saw Haas Mafia, to switch topics real quick, throw it over to the fantasy worldwide wrestling chapter. You and Susie got more gold, right? You picked up the tag titles from Brothers in Arms, I believe.
Yes, we we defeated Jason Curtis and Bishop, and we are now the tag champions. Susie is still the international champion. I'm still the beltless hardcore champion, and but we are double champs now, and for the fans of Wrestle Talk and everything, Gabriel Arson is now our Warriors Heart champion. So hey, it was just a good night all around at our challenge. But when we talk about a good night all around, as we said a little bit earlier, you know, overall it was a good night all around for Money and Power last show, and so our guest for tonight is backstage. So I want to go ahead and get him in here
Thank you,
because
John.
we have plenty to talk about with him. So let's bring him in here. He is the newest member of Money and Power. It is Austin Kingsley the Fifth, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we left a couple accolades off there. He's also the current Holy Grail holder.
This is
we
true.
Can't hear anything Austin's saying right now.
Austin, we cannot hear you. All right, let me put you in the back real quick again. Try to go out and come back in and see if it'll come up that time. Okay, so hopefully we'll get that fixed. We're going to keep working on it.
Hopefully, here's a bit of trivia. I don't know if anybody out there in the chat can answer this for me. When is the last time Austin Kingsley lost a match?
That's an interesting one.
We should know this, John. I mean, we call pretty much every match, every show, and I'm racking my brain trying to think. Like, I can't remember. I don't think he's lost in the last year.
Well, I know it's been a while, but then again, it's been a little bit since we saw Austin because he's been waiting around to see the champ, and he didn't see the champ for a while, so that it might not be fresh in some people's minds, but because of that. But I know it has been a while since we've actually seen him outright lose a match, but and to answer Susie's question, no, I didn't do that to him on purpose.
I saw that. I was waiting for you to get to that.
But, see, Gavin takes one night off and everything falls apart. I put the wrong commercials out there.
The commercial is not nearly as disheartening as not being able to talk to Austin Kingsley. Like, that's actually hurting my feelings. That's the whole reason I agreed to come on tonight, just to spend some time with Austin Kingsley. And it's, deeply depressing that we're facing these issues and we can't talk to our current Holy Grail holder. He's probably the only guy who remembers the last time he lost, because I don't know what's happened in my long-term memory.
But while we wait on him to come back on, we were talking about the FWWC, so let's go ahead and just run a quick spot here for the FWWC.
Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter, where the world's smartest wrestling fans come together to compete for real championships. Original characters, trash talking, picks during live events, pay-per-views, and even get-togethers like bowling, ice skating, and pool tournaments as well. We have members from across the globe who will stop at nothing to climb to the top of the Fantasy Wrestling Power Rankings. Simply the best fantasy wrestling group in the world. Why? Because of you, the creative and active members of the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter.
All right. Well, I see Austin is in the back now. So again, hopefully his staff got everything straightened out. I'm sure he's probably going to be firing somebody after that little snafu. So let's go ahead and get him in here. as pointed out, he is our Holy Grail trophy holder at the moment, the champion of the Holy Grail. He is the newest member of Money and Power. He is Austin Kingsley the fifth.
All right, take two.
There we go. That worked.
We can hear you this time.
Great. Yeah, this is a new MacBook. MacBook Pro Air.
Austin, thank you for joining us here tonight. It's great to be able to chat with you. How was your Thanksgiving, sir?
Oh, my Thanksgiving was excellent. I got to indulge in some healthy foods, some salad, some green beans, no casserole, but it was very, very pleasant. Got to spend time with a lot of family. I'm surprised I could visit the grocery store and see a lot of food there. Not that I would go to any West Virginia grocery store, but it seemed like there's going to be nothing left on the shelves with you guys out there and eating. But yeah, everything was great. How about you guys?
Well, I just had to ask.
That's great. That's great. We can move on to the questions. I actually don't care at all. So feel free to ask.
I had to ask about your Thanksgiving because I just needed to know if anybody got any pie in their face because, some of those faces look like kind of mean and you look not too happy there in the picture I saw from your Thanksgiving. But,
Who drew this? What artiste drew this masterpiece?
Honestly, I believe JTR posted that, but
Oh, well, he is quite an artist himself.
But so, I know that Donnie has just absolutely been waiting for this moment. So, Donnie?
Yeah. Hey, Donnie, real quick before we get started, I just want to say thank you for being here. It's good to finally have some non-biased commentary in the room.
Right. Yeah. I was glad too when Gavin reached out and was like, hey, you're going to have to tag in for this, because I knew this was going to be more of an interview and we could talk about the accomplishments of Austin Kingsley instead of like crucifying you. Like
thank you.
Everybody that they don't agree with. They chased you hard twice.
Yeah. Honestly, it seemed like the last time I was on here with those morons from Supremacy, it was kind of like a gotcha kind of thing, and always pointing fingers and trying to turn us against each other. It's good to have a non-biased a mind in this chat.
And speaking of supremacy's done. We saw that, and then you put the exclamation on that by taking out White Keys that night. And then, last show you faced White Keys again as part of a four-way, and now this upcoming show, who you taking on again? Oh yeah, it's White Keys again.
Yeah, we're going for round 3-0. I'll go undefeated against this man. I don't care. I want to destroy him. I want to end his career. I want to end his why. There's no keys to the kingdom, his made up kingdom that he's made in his mind. I'm ready to get this done. Let's call it 3 in a row. Let's go for the sweep and just leave it at that. Let's leave it at that.
Right. Big things I think are coming from this iteration of Money and Power. This is like one of the best factions of all time. They've got the talent, they've got the potential to be, the greatest faction, not just in WDWA, but of all time, anywhere,
Sure.
Better than the Horsemen.
Sure. I would say so. And there are, there's rumors and talks and people spitting out, evolution, and I don't want to hear evolution. I don't care about that. Austin gonna lose. Look at the numbers. Look at the stats. How many times has Mr. Keys, how many times has he beat me? Let's count. That's
and
zero.
again, I asked the question earlier while we were having those technical difficulties, and no one still got the answer because I don't know the answer. They could have honestly said anything, and I would have had to look it up. When time Austin Kingsley lost the match?
When's the last time I lost a match?
Or WDWA, when is the last time Austin Kingsley has lost the match?
I really don't want to bring it up. uh, to no fault. Well, to no fault of my own, that would be Berkeley Mania against Ken Anderson, alongside my two anchors of Chulo and Waikis.
Again, that wasn't your fault, and it was
No, it wasn't. No.
everyone
And
else's
you know what?
fault.
I would. You know what? Let's scratch that. I did take the pin. I was distracted. Mr. Kennedy had my pants on, which is a little gross and unsanitary.
For sure.
But again, these two numbskulls just are. They. Man, when I say it is a weight off my shoulders to be away from these two, away from the whole group, frankly. I don't know where Zakar Shah went. Can we bring that elephant in the room? I didn't know anything about him going with Clay. He just kind of disappeared, did his own thing. I didn't question it. Nobody really questioned it. And then Steve wanted to turn his back on us. So, after that, I was kind of fed up. And then I got thrown in a 3-man freaking, I don't know. It wasn't even a team. I don't have the word for it, but just two goofballs and a king. Two jesters and a king.
You're right. So tag match, Berkeley Mania, that was the last time.
That was the last. Yeah, sorry. Long-winded answer to your question. Gets me.
I'm not going to ask when in singles competition because I can't even think that.
I don't remember.
I don't either. And I call all the matches I should remember, but I just don't. It's been that long.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Well, not to give too much away for the upcoming show, but we've mentioned again, you've got the Holy Grail. You can cash it in on whoever you want, whenever you want. But what happens if AK Bane takes that gold home in the cage this upcoming show?
Donnie, I don't want to play the gotcha game. John, I think you were going to say something.
Yeah.
I was just going to throw out there, you were talking about the match with Waikis coming up. I actually talked with Gavin Jackson earlier, and he asked me to be sure to relay a message for him because there was a very special.
Too afraid to be here himself, right?
There was a very special announcement he wanted to make.
Of course there is.
Of course.
And that special announcement is your match against Waikis at the next show is going to be a holiday street fight.
What? I'm sorry. What?
A holiday street fight.
Can you give me? You got to give me a rundown on what that means.
I asked a couple of questions about it, and I was simply told, stay tuned, more information coming, but that it will be a holiday street fight between Austin Kingsley and Waikis.
So this is going to be another one of those things. I'm taking it where the fans gift wrapped a bunch of weapons and call for savage beating and blood and executions, breaks. These are some bloodthirsty fans, and I wouldn't unwrap any of it. Like
they are sending this man Waikis to his grave. Please, by all means. I don't want to give away too much of my strategy in upcoming matches. But when you tell me that there's a street fight, in my mind, that means no disqualification. I'm pretty sure I knocked Keys out. Actually, for legal purposes, just with open palm knockout. You saw that, right, Donnie? When I knocked Keys out, open palm. He's soft, man. Keys is soft, and I think what's stopping me from doing that again? I have friends. I have people on my side. Waikis, I don't know if he is Chulo. I don't know if him and Chulo are still cool. I don't really care. They're both losers to me, frankly. But it's, I mean, I got the numbers, man. I got the numbers. Let's do it.
Well, it definitely should be an
stink.
interesting match.
Also, by the way, it doesn't stink. It smells just fine. All right, it smells just fine.
You know, but yeah, I did ask Gavin, does that mean fans get to bring weapons, or you know what's the deal? And I was simply told, just stay tuned. More information to come. Just for now, Holiday Street Fight is all you need to let him know.
All right.
So I'm assuming there'll be more information on the WDWA page. But you know, I will say, last week I did agree with JTR on one aspect when it came to you. You know, I did tell JTR that yes.
All right, I hope you guys don't mind me eating. I got to stay healthy. I'm eating a salad. I'm sure like 99% of the people in the chat right now have no idea what this is. Donnie, I'm sure you're familiar. You're looking fit today. Right. Looking pretty good.
But, you know, I did tell JTR that, yes, I could see where Supremacy had held you back. After all, Zakar had the world title. You know, there was the tag team titles in Supremacy. Zakar left. He's now tag team champion. And what title did you hold in Supremacy? So, yeah, they must have held you back.
Was that like supposed to be a dig?
I think that was actually fairly nice.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I appreciate that you're validating my feelings of being held back. That's not really a question at all. But I don't appreciate the tone of me being the only one in Supremacy that didn't hold anything, considering I won essentially a guarantee at any title I want. So maybe, you know, that champion or that Holy Grail, it guarantees me any title I want.
Hey, so and you got to remember who you beat for that Holy Grail.
God forbid I want to meet Zakar again, and I want to ruin him and Clay's life. I could do that. I can, you know, talk to AK and say, hey, man, let's get a title on you. Because, look, Donnie, circling back to your question, I don't doubt AK at all. AK is a monster. I have a hard time communicating with him backstage because he doesn't speak a lick of English. But the thing is, I can go to him and say, hey, man versus monster and man versus monster. Let's do it. Me and you versus Zakar and Clay. I can do that if I wanted. So I think, you know, just keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. I lost my point there, but, you know, here we are.
I mean, I was bringing up, too, the man you beat to get that Holy Grail was or is the WDWA champion. You beat the man, DeMarcus Kane. You know, the record was Kingsley beat him. Yeah,
fair and square and clean. Clean 1, 2, 3 in the ring.
Yeah,
remember that, John? Remember
that belt buckle that was kind of a clean belt buckle before it hit in the back of the head.
What belt buckle?
Yeah, the one JTR used?
There was no use of any weapon of any kind in that match. Otherwise, I would have been disqualified, idiot. Duh. What are we doing? Donnie?
Yeah, I guess you didn't see it just like the ref didn't.
All right, well, why is that my problem?
Obviously.
Why is that my problem? That's not my problem. That's Gavin's problem. Anyway.
If there was a problem, this man still wouldn't be carrying the trophy around. He wouldn't be guaranteed that shot.
That's right. Nobody's taking it from me.
No.
I do want to address that too. I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm kind of glad we're on this subject. A lot of people talk about how I haven't earned the spot as to where I'm at now. About how I've needed help. Hey, shut up, Tina. Nobody's talking to you, okay? You
AI.
Idiot.
Fake photos.
I'm getting hot now. everyone wants to dismiss my accomplishments and accolades at WDWA, saying that, oh, I need help. I need help to win. I need disqualification. Whatever. I need weapons. I don't. I don't need that. It's not my fault that people gravitate towards me. I don't know if it's because of my electric personality or my fat wallet. And frankly, I don't care. I'm using my social skills, my money, and my power. Funny how I fit that in there, huh? To establish myself here. So I don't care how I get on top. I don't care what I have to do to win. As long as it puts money in my wallet and makes you fans upset, I don't care. I don't care. I'm on the ride, and you all are gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna watch it and witness it, whether you like it or not.
And I want to say a number of the fans do like it. There are plenty of pinkies up whenever you come through the curtain.
It's like a disease. It's like a disease. We got to spread that disease. Pinky up.
It is. I know it probably irks you a little bit, the fans in West Virginia putting their pinkies up like that, like they deserve it. But again, that just goes back to your charisma, your magnetism. You draw people to you, whether they want to be or not. Like moths to the flame, gravitate around Austin Kingsley V.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't blame them. They hold their pinkies up because they want to be me, and I love that. You know why? Because they can't be me. I love it. Hold those pinkies up. Beg to be like Austin Kingsley. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else you got for me?
John, do you have anything for
anything?
Holy Grail?
Anything at all? What did I eat for Thanksgiving? What are my Christmas plans? What are my Hanukkah plans? What are my Diwali plans? Not to exclude anybody. What are my plans for the holidays? I'm so glad you asked. I'll be spending my Christmas Eve or holiday Eve in Bora Bora. Thanks for asking, John.
So, Donnie, do you have anything else?
I think I'm good. I've enjoyed our time with Mr. Kingsley, and I'm glad that I was here, so we can actually appreciate Austin Kingsley instead of the crucifixion we would have probably got if I wasn't here. So.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Donnie, John.
Somebody had to be the voice of reason. So.
Hey, Eddie, shut up, okay? Nobody wants to be you. Absolutely. This guy, nobody wants to be that guy. Let me tell you that. Oh, that's not a fun joke. That's not. I don't want to read these comments. Take these comments off the screen. What are we doing? Tell Susie to shut up, okay? John, will you do that for me? Huh?
I think you just did. Why do I have to tell her why do I have to tell her when you just told her?
I'm telling you to tell her.
Pretty sure she's one of those that puts her pinkies up, so.
Enough said.
All right, Austin, any last words about your holiday street fight with Y Keys before we let you go?
As Gavin said, stay tuned. I'm kind of shocked he's not here to tell the world himself. You'd think be a man of pride. Said he wants to hide and probably sit in a corner and eat his Thanksgiving leftovers instead. But here we are. I'm excited. Keys, man, 3-0. Enjoy retirement, buddy.
All right. Well, Austin, thank you for joining us tonight, and we definitely look forward to your match.
Yeah, I bet you do. Stay classy, fellas.
See, you even did the pinky salute there, John. You're coming around. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I
that's
did it that
horrible.
way. I guess overall that was a good interview.
I
I
thought it was really.
definitely,
We didn't. We need to celebrate the man. We don't need to question his motives. We don't need to try to get in his head. Like, he's successful because he's Austin Kingsley. He's successful. He's outstanding at what he does. He's outstanding in the ring. He's outstanding on the mic. And like he said, people are drawn to him, whether you want to be or not.
you know, I will give it to him. He is a good athlete, and he can do great things, but
And he's
you
also
know,
highly photogenic. Ask Tina, or don't ask Tina. I don't care. But,
yeah,
I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's one of the months on the calendar. That's another thing. The calendars dropped this last week, right? They're going to be available for the show.
yes, where they will have 2026 calendars available at the show. I believe, did Gavin say 15 apiece?
Do you think we made the calendar, John?
I was wondering the same thing. I mean, there are some pictures of us floating around, so
Right. We'll
I
see.
I don't know why not, but
We'll see.
we if not, we may have to ask Gavin why we didn't make it if not. But then again, if we were in the calendar, they'd probably have to charge at least one.
Yeah, for sure, and
Yeah.
they'd have to add a couple days onto the month or something. Yeah, make it special.
So, hey, that's probably why. If we're not in it, that's probably why Gavin would have had charged too much for the calendar.
Yeah, that makes sense. Our
But
month would have been gilded in gold, like 24 karat gold leaf or something.
but definitely, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be the next ones to step in the ring
Be on a calendar.
with somebody like Austin Kingsley, or yes, to be in the calendar, anything of that nature, you can do that. The easy way to do that, well, I don't know about easy, but the way to do that is to enroll yourself in the WDWA Academy. It's right down the street from Inwood Fire Hall, South Berkeley Fire Hall, sorry. It's right down the road there. I believe they meet at least twice a week, normally Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. And, give the phone number there a call, and you can talk to Gavin, get more information about it. They recently had a free tryout. Hopefully you got to take advantage of that. And as you see Ryo there, he is the head trainer. So you would be trained by the first Peruvian wrestler. He has been on WWE. He's been, I believe he was on AEW. He's been all around. He is a great talent, a great teacher, and it would be your opportunity to learn from the first Peruvian wrestler here in the United States, and so definitely check out the WDWA Academy. And like I say, give that number there a call for more information.
Eddie Roberts is asking if Gary made the calendar.
Well, if he did, anybody who buys one won't have a mice problem, won't have a roach problem, nothing. Hey.
I was thinking if he did, it's probably because Sis is sitting in his lap.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
That's always a.
I gotta stop reading Eddie Roberts' comments, man. He's gonna get me in trouble.
But yeah, it's always a possibility, and we might be able to ask here shortly because I believe that Gary should be joining us here very
Oh,
shortly.
wow. All right.
So, for waiting on him to pop in, but while we're waiting on him to pop in here, just let's go ahead and just start talking a little bit about the upcoming show. And he can join in when he gets here because we
Get
want
it
to be
started.
respectful of everybody's time that's watching and everything. So somewhere here.
Alex, whatever you're drinking or smoking, stop. I think you're good.
Let's see, is this what I'm looking
Nobody's
for?
better group right now than Money and Power.
Nope, that's not what I'm looking for.
I think it was part of what you were looking for.
Okay, I can't find the one I'm looking for.
Oh boy.
I know it's here somewhere.
That's back to count your blessings. There's a shot of our steel cage match featuring.
Okay. But anyway, seasonal showdown, December the 13th, South Berkeley Fire Hall in Inwood, West Virginia. Yeah, bell time 6:15. Doors open at 5:30. Front row 25. General admission 20. Be sure to make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be a great show as always. And now watch. I think I just found it. That's the one I was looking for. It's going to be a great show as always. Steel cage match on the card, which will be A.K. Bane versus DeMarcus Kane. Rematch from Berkeley Mania. You know what a match that was at Berkeley Mania.
Tore the building down, quite literally.
Shh.
Oh yeah.
Let's say that.
Yep, my bad. Kevin, sorry.
But yeah, absolute great match at Berkeley Mania. And so putting those two in a steel cage, those two monsters, is a cage even going to be able to hold them?
I don't think so. I really doubt it. And the cage may be the best place for him. And I saw JTR put something out earlier this week. I don't know if you saw it, where he's like, "What man wants to get in the ring with a feral beast? What man wants to be locked in a cage with this monster?" It's not a man; it's the man, DeMarcus Kane. And we've seen everything you've thrown at DeMarcus Kane. It seems to make him stronger. Gary calls for the man to be tested for performance enhancing drugs every single time we see him come out and just completely dismantle someone else. And I've known, DeMarcus Kane for a very long time and seen him compete, countless times over the years. And he's more dangerous now than I think I've ever seen him. He's clearly on top of his game. And that's not to take anything away from AK Bane. He's a monster. He's a beast. Like, I love watching the guy because you have no idea what he's going to do. And just the insane power that man or that monster has is crazy. Just don't try to talk to him. I agree with Austin. Like, he has no idea what you're saying. You can't figure out what he's saying. It's kind of scary to begin with.
Yeah, definitely. Hang on one second here. I'm having to kind of shift gears here.
That's fine.
I thought I had everything set up, but things go awry sometimes. Eddie Roberts, check your message.
Yeah, and it has been one of those shows, one of those nights. What can go wrong has gone wrong. Technical difficulties. Gavin put some little hex on us or something. Working his mojo.
So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and Gary is not going to be able to join us. He just now told me that. And Eddie's been in the chat all night long. So Eddie, check your messages. Eddie.
I saw Alex Dell up there. We had her husband, right? Bring Alex on. See if she wants to.
Eddie's checking his messages. I can see it right now. But while he checks his message here real quick.
Did we get the graphic fixed? Can we see? Or are we just gonna have to go old school and you read it off a list?
Oh no, I have the graphics.
All right.
So let's go ahead and we'll start. We'll go ahead and start through some of the matches, and hopefully Eddie will join us here, and he can get caught up. If not, then I guess we'll just go with the two of us tonight. Then.
Right.
So let's go ahead and start off with the match that I had up there a moment ago. Let's look at this light heavyweight championship rematch. We're going to see Ace versus Chulo. We saw this match last month.
Yeah.
And
cut short.
It got cut short when Ace hurt his knee. Eddie says he can't join tonight. Yeah, so when he hurt his knee, that match got cut a little short. And Chulo was a little upset because he wanted to be given the championship. He thought that if the match couldn't be finished, he should be the champion. But Gavin did not agree. And so he was not awarded the championship. But he has been given a rematch. So he does have the chance to get the championship.
Right. And just for the Blaze Ace Christian, I'm sure that's not the way he wanted to for that match to end in a no contest, not being able to defend. Because we have seen, if you want to think back to it, we have seen this kid before he was even our light heavyweight champion when he was going after that title. At the time, it was held by Just Jay. Jay attacked him a few times outside the ring, blindsided him, rang his bell with the belt that he's now holding. And it laid him up for a couple shows, for a couple months before he was able to make that comeback. I think that was open challenges, I think, at that time.
Yeah, definitely. So, I look forward to this match. We finally have someone joining us here. We got it. We pulled Andrew in again. Andrew, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so, I'm very grateful to be on here for not Andrew, once, not twice, third time.
There you go. My third time too, I believe. Andrew, I was reading your thing wrong when it popped up. I saw Toy Dog, and I was like, "There's nothing toy about that, man."
But yeah, so we are talking about the light heavyweight championship match that's going to be taking place, between the Blaze. Boy, I always have a trouble with his name. The Blaze Ace Christian versus Chulo.
Chulo.
So, Andrew, who do you think is going to take that one?
I mean, honestly, like I said, I despise Chulo with every little, thing he does and all that, but I will give him credit on this. The dude's got talent. The dude's got moves. But Ace Christian, that man defies gravity, in my opinion. He's doing all these flips and jumps and springboards. I got to go with my man, the Blaze Ace Christian.
Not a bad choice.
All right. So we have the Blaze, Ace, Christian. Donnie, who do you think's got it?
I mean, I was talking up Ace Christian just a little bit ago and what he went through to get that belt. He's been a fighting champion. Until that match with Chulo, I'm hard pressed to think of a time when it was just a one-on-one with Ace Christian. We've seen him in 3, 4. Like, he just defends, like, how many guys you want me to defend the belt against this week? Oh, great, 7. That's cool. Well, Battle Royal, gauntlet match, me against 20 guys. I don't care. And he doesn't. And he'll go out there and do it time and time again. And just when you think, like, there's no way he can keep the pace up, there's no way he can pull off some of the things he does, he makes it seem effortless and routine. And it's anything but. The way he runs the ropes, the way he improvises, I've seen him like, oh, well, he's in trouble now. And then he pulls something out that, completely blows your mind. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, he's also suffered a knee injury. We kind of knew how bad it was up at the start of it, not really heard anything, not seen how he's rehabbing that knee or been able to train. And honestly, it's a big target. Might as well paint a bullseye on that knee because Chulo is going to go right after it. And, seeing Chulo when there's blood in the water, like, I got to go with Chulo.
All right, so we got one for Chulo and one for Ace. Honestly, this one is going to be hard to call. And, like you said, Donnie, fully well that Chulo is going to go after that knee. And like you've made a lot of good points, and Andrew made some good points, about Blaze too. So, Ace has been a fighting champion. And I know that there is no quit in Ace Christian. So I think I'm going to take Ace in this one. I really am.
Sweet.
Already on an island.
Yes, you are out on the island.
Hopefully this is not Gavin's island, because we all know lonely island. It's me and a volleyball at the end.
So, and yeah, Joe said that he was the ref when Ace got injured. So,
yeah,
and that is a very true statement. So, all right, the next match here that we'll talk about is going to be our Mid-Atlantic Championship match. This should be another great match. I don't even know where to start on this one.
No, another fighting champion, and Ranch Hand has earned everybody's respect. And he seems to like the adoration and everything now. He's won everybody over, but he's not changed. He's himself. He's always been himself. He didn't change for everybody to like him. Everybody likes him because he's a great champ. He's the man, and he's tough as hell. Always puts a great match, no matter who he's in the ring with. And we've seen him and Cannon face off. We saw Cannon attack him when we had a 5-man, 4-man for the Mid-Atlantic?
I think it was
I think it was. Yeah, 5.
5-man scramble.
Yeah, he jumped him before they even came out, left him laying in, somewhere in the aisle. And we know Cannon held that belt for a very long time. Even when I kind of joined the company, I think Cannon picked the belt up and held it for a long time when he was feuding with Vic Jones. So this is another tough one, but we know what Sean Cannon can do, and we know. I don't know. I heard Jimmy is retired, and I wish him well in his future endeavors and everything. Hopefully, we see him around. But then again, has Jimmy really retired? Was Cannon's got tricks, and Cannon does what Cannon wants to do. But then it's the same thing with the ranch hand. The ranch hand doesn't care to get his hands dirty. I don't know. Andrew, you're the guest. You can choose first while I think about this a little more.
So I'm going to go back what you said. When Sean Cannon was Mid-Atlantic champion, he had to have Jimmy's help to win and continue on holding that title until he lost it when he did. Ranch hand, yes, he has taken cheap tactics in the past, but now these days, the dude, he's soft on the inside, but he's still tough on the outside. I know that man can get through it. I know that I can trust in that man. That man will fight as hard as he can. I know Jimmy, I know Sean will. But again, like you said, how do we know if Jimmy is retired? We don't know if he will show up, try to help Sean. And, we don't know if that does happen, what Ranch Hand will do if Jimmy is there. Like if security will come out, stop Jimmy or something. But I have my faith in Ranch Hand Carlson. Tick, 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 baby. Woo.
What if Tommy Vex shows up to counter Jimmy and helps out? Because we saw Carlson plant that kiss.
Oh, yeah. At that one event where Tommy Vex. I think Tommy's starting to become a good guy in a way. The fans are winning them over.
That's right up there with the Curtis Sasaki in my mind. That's kissing. That needs its own page. That needed to be February. And if that is not February in the calendar,
oh my God,
we reprint, send it back to the printer. Right.
Yeah. So Ranch Hand Carlson, that's who I'm going with.
So we have a February for 26, and we already have a February for 27 with the Jason Curtis kiss. So hey, we're covered for the next 2 Februarys.
We're designing it. This whole show. Gavin, go back and watch this. All right. So we got Andrew with Ranch Hand Carlson. It still doesn't clear my mind up anymore. So John, who are you going with on this? I'm on this island alone already, so I'll just wallow in solitude for a minute.
Well, honestly, in this match, like you say, there's the unknown of Jimmy. I mean, yes, they say he's been retired, but is he really retired? We've seen them pull out underhanded tricks time and time again, but you've also seen a few underhanded tricks from Ranch Hand from time to time. And you bring up that whole thing that happened in the 5-man that that is what eliminated Stars. So not Stars, Cannon. Yeah, that's what eliminated Cannon, because his attention got drawn elsewhere. And so, but honestly, I think I'm going to have to take the Ranch Hand.
I think I'm going to have to stay on this island a little bit longer and go Sean Cannon. I'm not super comfortable about that pick. I just want to make that known. But I got a funny feeling that something dastardly is going to happen. Like one of those cartoon race show, we're going to change the street sign or something.
So,
somewhere else.
All right. Well, I hope the weather's nice over there on that island, because this is twice you've been there by yourself. So
right.
our next match, is one that we talked about a little bit earlier.
Here we go.
We are going to see Y Keys versus Austin Kingsley V, and this is going to be a holiday street fight, whatever that may mean. Whether it's just a street fight using holiday decorations? Does that mean all the weapons will be gift wrapped? Can the fans bring weapons gift wrapped? I don't know. Gavin said he would update people later. For now, holiday street fight is all we need to know. So that it's definitely going to be interesting, I'm sure. And so no disqualifications, as that much is obvious in a street fight. We know there's going to be weapons. What those weapons are, where the weapons come from, that we don't know. But
we also know that we also know all the money and power is going to be there. All of them.
Yes. So, that is something Y Keys is going to have to overcome. And so it's definitely going to be interesting to see. So, what's your forecast over there on your island?
Oh, geez, I don't even think this one's cloudy. Like, this was super clear. This is the only one that's really been clear to me up to this point. And this always comes back to bite me. Anytime I say anything remotely negative about Keys, he immediately makes me regret it. He's got incredible strength. He gets better every single time he's in the ring. Every time he comes out, like he's better, and he works so hard at it. He puts up his video blogs and everything, and sometimes he'll put his workout routine up, and that's insane. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm sweating, like watching you work out, and that sounds weird now that I said it out loud, but it's right. But I'm like, man, like this is insane what you're putting your body through, but he does it so he can put Kingsley's body through all the pain he wants to inflict on him. But I got to go with Kingsley. It'd be wrong for me to, take up for Kingsley most of the show and then turn my back on him now and be like, oh.
And let me warn you, though, Donnie, you said, every time you say something about Y Keys, I can tell you from experience, I tried to say hello to Y Keys one night, and he looked at me and said, "You want to say hi to me? I heard what you said about me on the show." So he does check this show out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
He was
so
mad at me for a minute. I snitched. I threw you right under the bus. Both wheels.
So, so it's he watches, and so don't be surprised,
No, I'm not. I know he's going to be coming for me. I know. Doesn't make a beeline right for me.
Who knows? He might use you as a weapon against Austin.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be funny.
He'd have to catch me. He's got to get around that table. It's not going to be hard to catch me, but I would like to think I would make it harder to catch me. I can't throw John at him.
Andrew?
Oh, Kingsley, where can I even begin with him, honestly? Snooze fest. The dude says that he doesn't need people to help him. He doesn't need cheap tactics, but that is false. The reason he won the Holy Grail to the 2025 Holy Grail Trophy was because of his former faction, Sexy and Blessed, and also Justin intervening with that belt buckle. And then he returns at one of the events in November, defends the Holy Grail Trophy, and what happens? Justin returns, and he also still needs help. Austin Kingsley can't do anything on his own. Like, if... Now, technically, I know that Y Keys in the past, with Supremacy, didn't do anything on his own. I know that. But Y Keys is a changed man. For the first time ever at the last event, I actually got a picture with him, and I was very surprised. I was like, really? Picture? But I know Y Keys. I've seen many videos and stuff of him, athleticism, amazing, great. Kingsley wants to say everyone wants to be him. I heard when you had him on the show earlier. I don't want to be him. Why would I want to pretend to be someone that I'm not? So I gotta go with my boy. Why? Keys, baby.
All right, so we have one Kingsley and one Keys. Well, you know, this one is another one that's hard to choose for me because honestly, do I think Y Keys can win it? Yes, I do. I think Y Keys can pull it out. Um, and you always are to expect the unexpected. And when you have all of money and power present, then of course the unexpected is for Y Keys to win. Um, so everything is pointing in Austin's favor. Austin's beat him 2-0 now. But I think that is going to fuel Y Keys even more.
Hey, third time's a charm. So
the fact that he is down by 2 matches to Austin Kings, I think Y Keys is going to really fight. And Y Keys is smart. He is. And
fair.
I think he knows that all the money and power is going to be there. He knows JTR is going to be out there. And I'm willing to bet Y Keys has something in his pocket. You know, he's got a way to combat that. So I'm going to go Keys.
Man, I'm still over here. Just me and this coconut crab, and this coconut crab's got one of Gavin's old American flag headbands on, so it's starting to freak me out a little.
Hey, Donnie, the good news is you have a fan in the gallery.
Yeah, a superstar. All right there.
Mr. Hollow Jamie Hall is in the gallery.
It was great. I can't wait for the episode to come out on Frontline. Jamie Hall was great there on commentary with us. What do we got coming up next?
All right, so let's see here.
This is Gavin's Island. Like I'm 3 apart from you guys, and I'm going to lose all of them. I am the Gavin of this episode, I guess.
Well, you know, I was going to save this one for last, but since I know he's out there in the gallery, I got to go ahead and throw it out. We have an open invitational challenge from Jamie Hall, who has told Gavin, send the best you've got. I want the best. Be sure to send them out. And if you don't send somebody out, if nobody wants to answer this, I'm looking for you. So Gavin either has to send somebody out for this open invitation, or Jamie's going after Gavin. So we don't know who it is. We don't know who's going to answer. But
to answer.
We know it's Jamie Hall versus anybody in the locker room.
Nobody's going to come out. Gavin's going to have to no-show his own show or hire some more security or something. And then I still wouldn't trust Jamie Hall not getting to him. It's not a man you want to make mad. We've seen this. Nothing has stood in his way. He's dismantled systematically everything that's put in his way. He's a monster. He's a machine. I can't think of anyone that wants to pick a fight with Jamie Hall right now.
Oh, Donnie, just to back up a little bit.
Hey, it's why Keys.
I wanted to ignore that because it was like, he's already come for me. I told you. You
missed
knew
a lot, White Keys. You missed a lot, my man.
See, I feel set up now. I
was
knew that.
cheering for you, bro.
Why I told him, that you watched. I told him not to, that he should have picked you, but Donnie went against you, man. Donnie went against you. Myself and Andrew, we went for you. We're pulling, man. But
and that's why I'm over here on this island. Me and a coconut crab wearing Gavin's whole headband. He's got his old ring gear from Covey on.
So
dreads. That was a great show.
But yeah, so Jamie Hall's Open Invitational, you know,
insane. That's not an invitation.
Do you think anybody's going to answer this invitation, and do you think Jamie will win, or the mystery person who's going to take this invitation?
Nobody's going to take the invitation. You'd be stupid to take the invitation. I don't. I mean, maybe you can coach somebody that has no idea, you know, and that's got to be hard to do. You got to find somebody so gullible. Like I don't know where you're going to find that. Like a modern day Gomer Pyle or something. You could trick somebody into going in the ring against Jamie Hall, possibly. If you just kind of erase who Jamie Hall is, don't let them know who Jamie Hall is. Don't let them see any tape from anywhere. I wouldn't play chess against this man now. Checkers, tic-tac-toe. I don't know. Like he's gonna destroy you. It's not even close.
I mean, we have made the point many times that he is trained to put people back together, so he knows all the pressure points. He knows all the right places to hit. You know, I gotta give it. I don't care. Well, I won't say I don't care who comes out. I think there are some people that could come out that I would be hard pressed to take Jamie against them. But for the most part, I have to go with Jamie Hall on this one.
Got to be Hall, yeah.
So many people that could show up. Or again, just like Donnie said, no one could show up. And if Gavin does, decide to get into the ring with, again, I'm still stumped about this. I don't because when I saw that Ace got injured and all that, and then the match turned into an open challenge and all that, I'm just like, oh goodness, what now, man? Because I don't know how to go with this. I mean, it's pretty ballsy to call out the owner of WDWA, Gavin Jackson. I would say that. But if Gavin does accept that challenge, you'll be getting the Gavin Jackson, not management Gavin. You'll be getting the Gavin Jackson.
Well, but the thing to realize is it's not necessarily a challenge to Gavin. It's not saying if somebody doesn't step up, you step up. It's more of if somebody doesn't step up, I'm coming looking for you. So it's not a challenge to him. It's somebody else steps up or I'm whipping your ass.
Gotcha.
So
that would definitely happen. And again, like Jamie Hall does what Jamie Hall wants to do. He's going to make you beat yourself when he's decided he's put you through enough punishment. Only when he's decided. You're not going to be able to run away from this man. You can't out wrestle this man. You're going to beat yourself when he lets you beat yourself. And that's the beauty of the clutch. And we saw what he did. We saw him hit that tombstone and pick dude up. He was done. They could have counted to 1,000. There's no way he's kicking out of that tombstone pile driver. And just
I'm gonna take the big risk. I'm gonna go with whoever will show up, or if he ends up tackling Gavin. I'm taking that. I ain't choosing Jamie. Sorry, man. Even if I'm on the island by myself, I don't care.
Wow.
I'm going mystery, man.
I'm going to lose everyone except for the Jamie one. That one I know I can't lose either.
Hey, I took Jamie too, so remember.
Yeah.
That
You'd be
one there,
crazy
you're
not
not
to.
on the
You don't
island
do it,
alone.
man.
Not that
Your
island.
logic made sense in your world, I'm sure. I mean, hold on to those convictions, man. But geez, betting against Jamie Hall.
So, all right. Well, let's see here. The next match we're going to talk about is
Oh,
Tag Team Championship match.
Ouch.
You've got our champions, Clay and Zakar, going to be going against Brothers Gray.
and of
Wow.
course, no Sam Adams. Where's he at? Where's he at? He needs to bring the belt back. Like, Sam no show, man. Come on. Of course, his two buddies are there. Well. If he got into an injury, then he should send back the belt. I mean, it was never his to begin with. He lost the Mid-Atlantic Championship match, well, via disqualification technically, and then just wanders out, goes to the desk, steals John's belt, and proclaims to call himself the unofficial all Atlantic champion. Like, what the heck, man?
He's Aquaman.
We
Right?
talked about that. We debated the origin of the All Atlantic and just decided it was just the water part, like all of the Atlantic Ocean.
But no, the brothers Gray, they are very talented. I'll give them that, but they do take cheap tactics. But I have to stick with my guys, Clay and Zakar. I know they'll win it. They'll come out on top.
Well, but the question remains too. I don't think we've seen the last of this battle between them and the Uncrowned Kings. Now, the Uncrowned Kings are not on the card, but as we've seen, does that mean they're not going to be there?
Fair.
They weren't supposed to be there the last couple times, and they just magically showed up. No one knew they were there till they were there.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
because Jay, nobody had even seen him, and all of a sudden, poof, there he is,
Yeah. I mean, all I see is a bunch of two jokers and an untitled princess, in my opinion. So, I mean, the Uncrowned Kings could have won the tag team titles, but if it wasn't for her, like, she's basically just screwed over her own team just to lose the titles. Like, you could have just let your guys do their job and win, but no. You had to get involved in.
The 2007 calendar is going to have to be a double feature for February, because we're going to have to have the Jason Curtis kiss, and we're going to have the Clay Lady Glory kiss.
Yes.
February double feature for 2007.
Yeah, no false. Excellent. So there's got to be 3.
So, all right. Donnie?
Man, tough one. I mean, we know Adams is injured, so he's not likely to be there, but we've seen Brothers Gray so many times, and we've seen them win some and lose some. They won against the Sigma Males, only team thus far to beat the Sigma Males. They did it fair and square. Fair and square. They didn't have to resort. I know you're going to disagree, but the Brothers Gray they're so good in the ring, but then so are Clay and Zakar. My issue, like you brought up, is with like UCK. They're so under the skin and in the head of Zakar and Clay. If they are there, they're going to 100% play a role. And I think, again, if they're there, they're nefarious enough. They have the means and the ability that they're going to be able to distract Clay and Zakar, and Clay and Zakar can end up losing because of UCK. So, assuming, because the last 2 times we Had no idea they were there. They showed up. I'm assuming UCK is going to be there for this one, that they're going to play some role in the match, and that the Brothers Gray are going to walk out new tag champs.
All right.
There's a lot of moving parts to that one. I don't know how many legs are on that parlay, but
There's a lot of variables, and it is a very hard one to figure out. I mean, because honestly, yes, I've gotten in the face of Brothers Gray a few times.
A few
I'm
times.
not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid to step up to him. But honestly, my issue is not necessarily with Brothers Gray, because honestly, I think the Brothers Gray is better without Sam Adams.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And they can be a force to be reckoned with on their own.
Yeah.
And if uncrowned kings are there, if they interfere in the match, either someone has to distract the ref, such as Lady Glory, or it's going to be a disqualification, and Clay and Zakara will automatically win. Unless they get them to leave the ring, as they've done before, and get them counted out. There are so many things that could happen. But honestly, I think I'm going to have to pick Zakar and Clay on this one, because I do believe that they are going to walk out with those titles.
How does it feel being on the island, Donnie?
Like, this is another one of those where I'm like, I really want to say Clay and Zakar. I want to believe it's going to happen. I could see the whole DQ thing as well. I played through that in my head, but I don't know. I think whatever UCK has planned, if they have planned, again, all mine's built off this elaborate tower of cards. And I had to hope nobody breathes in there.
So, okay, well, let's go ahead here and let's look at the next matchup that we have. And this one is going to be another tag team championship match. As surprising as this is, you have the Faculty is going to be making an appearance here at WDWA. They are the Voltage Tag Team Champions, and they are going to face Dad and Jordan Edwards. And honestly, in this one, you got to look at the fact that the Faculty, they are tag team champions. They fought together. They know each other quite well. Daniel Alexander Dabrowski and Jordan Evans, they do know each other, but how cohesive are going to be? How well are they going to work together as a tag team itself?
It's the third or fourth time they've teamed together, but that's all been 4-man matches to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, so that is definitely going to be interesting. And in my opinion, the fact that they're not a solidified tag team, and they don't know each other as well as the Faculty, I think I'm going to have to take the Faculty on this one. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Jordan. I love you guys. I love both of you. And I hate to not take you, but I'm just going to have to go Faculty on this one.
I mean, it's tough. I don't know how well the faculty is. I mean, I know how good Dad and Jordan Evans are. But if the the Voltage tag team title's on the line, again, like you said, John, the faculty know each other very well. Jordan and Dad, they know each other. But again, can they cooperate as a tag team? I'm in the middle with like, I want them to win, but I know this is going to happen, so I got to choose the faculty. Again, sorry, Dad, Jordan. I hope that I'm wrong that you guys win, but I got to go to faculty.
Somehow, over the last couple weeks, I find this odd. I was on Facebook and I was recognized as Daniel Alexander Dabrowski's like top fan or some shit. I'm like, okay. What do I do with that? And how? I feel bad for him now. But I see where both of you are coming from. It's a tough one. I just don't see Voltage allowing their tag champs to come in and lose the belts by any means. There's got to be something. They're coming in here for exposure. They're coming in to test the waters at WDWA, and there's the limited experience with Jordan Evans, and Jordan's not really a tag guy. He's more of a singles competitor. Dad at least had Unk for many years. Had a successful tag run for a while. I don't know. I got to go with the champs on this one. Like I said, I just don't think that Voltage is going to send their guys in and be like, actually make it where even if Dad and Jordan are in position to win, they're not going to give it. They're not giving them the votes.
But you do have to remember though, and this could be a little bit of a boost to Jordan and Dad. They were on Team WDWA and WDWA versus Voltage when Justin screwed Team WDWA.
Yeah, the rat.
So this would be a chance for WDWA to get revenge. This would be a chance for them to finally be able to rectify that whole situation. I mean, not that they haven't already. I mean, Gavin got the company, and so it's been rectified. But through that process, Voltage held the WDWA Heavyweight Championship. So could all that be motivation for Dad and Jordan Evans to actually pull out a win and become the Voltage Tag Team Champions?
Yeah.
There is a little bit there to think about, and that could possibly help motivate Jordan and Dad to a victory. But honestly, I think I'm still going to have to take the faculty on that one. So, for once, we are all in agreement. Right. As hard as it is to go against
people we like.
But all right, so we only have a couple more matches here, because this is a good sized card. It looks like there's about 8 matches on the card.
Oh wow!
We have the Cake Boss versus Tyler Hastings. Do not call him Ty Awesome. That is not what he's going by anymore. He is Tyler Hastings. This new attitude that Tyler has is absolutely something. He has gone from the fun-loving party guy to a no-nonsense, I don't care, I'm going to beat you down type of guy, and we've seen him walk out on a match. Actually, not a match, a fight. because it was more of a fight than a match. But we saw him walk out on it. We saw him be victorious in a match. This one's going to be hard to call. It really is between these two. So let me get your thoughts, Donnie.
Like you said, another tough one to call. Man. Stuck on this one.
I mean, I was gonna say, I don't know what to even think about this. I mean, again, I liked Ty, and I like Victor, but then ever since Ty's freaking, outburst at Berkeley Mania and all that, it's just like a whole new person. This ain't the Ty Awesome that we know. I mean, if he doesn't want to be Ty Awesome, then why still be have the guy with the supply then? Because wasn't that Ty Awesome who was the guy with the supply? So it's like, if you don't want to be called Ty anymore, then why even still have, be the guy with the supply then? But
see, before it was a supply of awesomeness that he had. Now, it's more of a supply of
destruction.
Attitude. Attitude, destruction. With this new attitude he's got, and it's a I don't give a damn attitude, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get a victory. And as much as I like Cake Boss, I'm going to have to go with Tyler Hastings myself. I'll be the first one to go out on the limb here, and I'll say Tyler Hastings.
I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. I think it's going to be Tyler Hastings.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to be alone with myself because I'm choosing Victor Jones. I got the Cake Boss.
All right. So, looks like Andrew's on the island on this one.
Yeah. A little cold, but it's fine.
I don't think I've been on an island yet tonight.
One of these is, but just Andrew and I. And one of these islands is going to be Gavin's island. One of us is going to have like all the losses. So we'll see which one. We'll see which one's on the island.
All right. Well, and Alex Dale seems to think Cake Boss barely gets the win.
Usually pretty accurate in their picks.
All right. Well, the last match we have to talk about is another one that we kind of spoke on earlier.
Oh.
As we've already said, Ace came out with a fractured hip from the last show. He cannot compete.
He's got a cage.
So, Gavin promised the fans a cage, and Gavin is a man of his word. And so, with that, Gavin is still going to give you a cage. And so we are going to see a rematch from Berkeley Mania take place in that cage. And, that could be so they don't tear the place down. But we're going to see A.K. Bane versus DeMarcus Kane for the heavyweight championship in the cage. Wow, this one is going to be rough.
Oh, yeah.
Two monsters, going at it. I'm not even going to say two men. DeMarcus may say who's the man, but he's a monster. He's not a man, he's a monster. A.K. Bane, he is a monster. And which DeMarcus are we going to see? Are we going to see the DeMarcus Kane that we saw at Berkeley Mania?
And ever since.
The
man's bulletproof.
This one is truly, truly, truly going to be a tough one to call. And I do not know who to go with. I really don't.
And we could talk about this one match all night, especially the three of us.
Yeah.
With everybody in the comments, like it's crazy. There's so much history behind this, and yeah, you're right. Maybe the cage is there to protect the rest of the building. Twice tonight I've mentioned that. I could keep my mouth shut.
Well, I kind of mentioned it first on this one, so
Yeah, man, we are messing up tonight, Gavin. Wait till he sees this. Yeah, it's the power of these guys. This is one of those where no matter which way you pick, you're not going to be comfortable with it. But I don't see anything changing. I see DeMarcus Kane walking in champ. I see nuclear Armageddon fallout. Hopefully the cage will keep the rest of us safe, but nothing holy is going to happen in that ring that night. It's gonna be hell on earth. Blood's gonna flow like wine. It's gonna be like insane battle. But I think it's gonna be Kingpin. Like I think he's gonna pull it out. He's not shown weakness. We saw him get jumped, by the Helm a couple weeks ago. We've seen everybody try jumping him before, beating him with chairs, chains, and everything else. And then they start the match, and he's supposed to be at a disadvantage. He's not at a disadvantage. That's why Gary's calling for him to get tested like every single show. It's whatever's awoke. And Marcus Kane, again, he's bulletproof. He can do what he wants to do, and nobody's been able to stop it. So I can't bet against the man when I've not seen him suffer or get hurt. Again, he's bulletproof right now. He's got that Superman. He's got some thick plot armor. You can't bet against Marcus right now, even if it is a monster.
All right. And I have to agree with you. I have to go with DeMarcus. But the thought to keep in mind, irregardless who wins this match, they're both going to be beaten. They're both going to be tired. They're both, honestly, I've never been in a match, so I don't know. But how many times have you heard a match like this will take years off your career?
Mm-hmm.
So irregardless who wins this match, both of these men will have gone through hell. And so wouldn't this be the time, irregardless who wins,
I know where you're going with this. Don't go there, John.
Austin to cash in?
I wanted to build that tower so bad. I was like, we were thinking the exact same thing, and Andrew was thinking it too. He was just upset you mentioned it before either of us did, because we were all thinking the same thing. Who was going to break first? That was the question. So if you had John on your
this would be ultimate. This would be the ultimate time for him to cash in.
But the main question, but the big question is, would the match be over and whoever would win then he would cash in, or would he cash in mid-match and then end up, stuck in the cage with not only, because like if he makes this a triple threat match and he's stuck inside the cage with Bane in them, and no one has won the match yet, and they take out DeMarcus 1-on-2, who's going to get the pin?
Honestly, not to be disrespectful or anything, but that would be absolutely stupid of him to make this a triple threat. That's not what Kingsley's going to do. Kingsley's going to wait until they are beat down. They are at their absolute end, and then that's when he takes advantage and cashes in. He'd be crazy not to.
But the question is,
He's electricity. He is the path of least resistance. That's what he's going to
Yeah.
follow.
But the question is, if Bane wins the title back, would he cash in on Bane? That's
Why not?
That's what I'm thinking.
Why not?
I don't know.
You tell JTR, tell the big man to stay down. You put a pinky on him and you pin him.
But I mean,
Now,
I'm just saying. I mean, if I was Bane, I wouldn't lay down for no one. With all due respect.
There you go. That
Money
was
talks, brother. Money talks.
They're
not in a group. They're not in a group called Money and Power, just for the accolades.
We have dug so many rabbit holes in this universe.
But Andrew, your prediction on that one?
I gotta go with the Kingpin. I'm with Donnie on this one. The Kingpin, don't like his game.
All right, so that's another one that we all picked the same. The Marcus Kane for the victory. So, no matter what, it's going to be a heck of a show. And the one that's going to come out the winner for the night is going to be the fans overall, because the action is going to be nonstop as it always is. And I don't know what to expect, and you just never know. We always leave with more questions than we do answers. That's a given.
Yeah.
And after all the hypotheticals, after all the strings we've strung across, trying to piece together, like, well, this could happen, and this could happen, and this could happen. Something's going to happen, and we're going to be like, God, we didn't see that. Didn't expect that. It's the way it is every time, too.
Yeah, that always seems to be.
Oh, that's a beautiful match card.
It's the magic of wrestling right there.
So definitely, make sure you're there. Count your blessings. Sorry, wrong one.
Yeah.
See, now I'm doing the wrong. So, seasonal showdown. Steel cage match.
I read
Bane versus Kane. It's going to be a heck of a match. You don't want to miss it. 5:30 door time, 6:15 bell, 25 front row, 20 general admission. What else are you going to do for $20?
Right.
In this day and age, you can't even go to a movie or can't go bowling or anything else for $20. So
Yes.
you might as well come to the wrestling, and it's going to be a good time. I know Andrew's going to be there. Looking forward to seeing you there, Andrew.
And see you, man.
Want to thank you for jumping in with us tonight. It's always great to have you. So any last words before we let you go?
I just want to say thank you again for shooting me the invite. Donnie, first time ever that I actually got to, talk to you in person. So this has, been awesome. I just,
it's great. And we're both three-time members on here now. So.
Oh yeah, 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm more likely, wrestling was a whole big thing with me. When I was younger, not so much. But when my dad got me glued into it, I was I was there. So it's I'm very grateful to be able to attend WDWA, or or even if I'm not able to, then watching on Frontline on YouTube. So, but again, thank you guys so much.
Hey, thank you.
All right, thank you, Andrew. It's been a pleasure. All right, Donnie. Well, we made it through another night. Just a little over 2 hours.
What a show, though.
But it has been a great show. Always a pleasure. I always look forward to working with you. We seem to always have a good time together, and absolutely. So just absolutely looking forward to calling more shows with you in the future. So it's been a good time, and I'm sure we will be seeing you again soon.
Absolutely. And, see you at the show.
All right, everybody. Be sure to tune in next week for another great episode of Wrestle Talk Podcast. I believe Susie said episode 530.
Mm-hmm.
So they are on the off Tuesdays from Elevation. And, we'll be right back here, Elevation, 2 weeks. I assume that Gavin will be back by then. And if not, I'm sure we'll have you. We'll see you again then. But
Good.
hopefully everybody will join in and just have a great time with us. So we will see you guys next Saturday, the 13th, South Berkeley Fire Hall.